Hello and welcome to our EAL film, Getting It Right. Having an EAL child join your setting can be a wonderful opportunity to share and learn about each other's cultures. Alternatively, it can be an equally daunting and worrying experience for parents and providers. Everybody wants to ensure that they're doing their best to get it right for the child. We hope this film will give you some signposts and ideas about strategies and resources to use to help you get it right for your child. Potentially their children will usually be nervous and uncertain and unsure about what's going to happen. They may be unfamiliar to separate from their carer or parent. Equally, they may be wanting to stay close to the familiar adult that they've gotten attached to, like their key person or the person they met when they were home visiting. Alternatively, a child could be really confident and keen to learn and excited to explore everything that goes on in the nursery. For each child, the experience will be very different. And remember, each child is a unique child.
Hi, I'm Dominic, bilingual support worker, and we're in Yeovil today, and I'm here to support Polish children in preschool. I find it useful because the staff are happy that I'm here helping Polish kids understand whatever's said in the setting. I help communicate with the parents, so whatever there's some message to be passed on, I'm here. And I do this as well. I do some pre-teaching, so I pre-teach English, so kids can catch up with the native speakers, and that's what we do.
If appropriate, seek advice from your EAL advisor. Familiarise yourself with the EAL toolkit. Make sure that you've filled out all the relevant paperwork, get all the information together, and look at the Welcome to Somerset memory stick, where you can find a lot of additional paperwork to make sure you're getting the right bits of information from the parents and carers. Ensure that you know your child's given name and how to pronounce it. Check the spelling and do that with the parents, and make sure everyone in the setting is familiar with that. Other things that are really important to help settle a child in would be to say hello or find some keywords in their home language that you can say to them and to their parents to help them feel very welcome. Something that can help you with this would be the EAL language cards. They can be very useful to help you get some keywords pronounced correctly within your setting. Do an environmental audit also in your setting so that you can check that you've got lots of lovely visuals, real items in and around the setting, some dual language books, some dual language posters, some welcome posters, some labels and so on, so that the setting's a really welcoming and friendly place for your EAL child. If you don't already use one, consider getting a Now and Next board, which can be really useful for an EAL child. You can use this with real photographs rather than just pictures, and that's really good for helping your EAL child know what's going to be happening.
Firstly, seek advice and training to help you find out as much as you can about home visiting. Plan it well. This is your opportunity to get the most information and give as much information as you can to parents. Use an interpreter or translator if you need to. It's really important that the parents really understand what the early years experience will be like for their child, and it's important that they get the opportunity to ask questions and allay any fears or concerns that they may have. Home visiting could occur at any time during the time that the child's with you, so don't expect it just to be at the start. It could be during a transition, such as move to school or to a new part of the nursery. Or it could be that you've noticed a change in them and their behaviour and you want to discuss it more fully with their parents. Or it could be that you've got some concerns about them, for instance SEN. Be assumptive when raising home visiting with parents. For example, just say, "When shall we come and home visit you?" rather than "Do you want a home visit?" And show them evidence. Compile a portfolio of good practice of what your home visits have looked like, obviously with parents' permission to use photographs, and child's personal pathways that they've made before and during and after the home visit. And put up evidence around the nursery to encourage home visiting and show it as a positive experience.
If you've been able to get one, use a photograph of the child that's coming into your setting. This can be used on their peg, for when they hang their coat up. It can be used for the snack time. It can be used in conjunction with their name. That's a really nice thing to do. in the first week. Other things you could do would be to check with the parents and family if there's any special toy or comforter that the child needs to feel settled. Make sure that you've got this on hand and staff are aware of when and how to use it. Be flexible in your approach for your EAL child and think about whatever works. So for example, you might want to encourage the family to stay that little bit longer when they're dropping their child off and spend a bit of time within the setting to play with their child. Or it might be that the child gravitates towards a specific toy or area within the setting, and just be flexible about that. Have no firm and fast rules about what they can or cannot do. Make sure that your key worker is given a bit of time that they can go and prepare some stuff. So that would be reading the admission paperwork and making sure they're familiar with the child and things like their name and how to say it and things like the keywords, but also that they've got all the other information, background information from the family. Also, they've got time to go and prepare these resources, so laminating picture cards, laminating name cards, sticking up these dual language posters. It's also a really good idea in that first week or the week prior to get your key worker group that child's going to be in and doing some sort of story activity or looking at a map and saying, oh, we're getting a new child coming in that's from this place, and having a look at that. Of course, these are sort of dependent on age, but some things to consider with your key working group. The other thing you can do with your key worker group would be to encourage the children to say some other words in that language. There's lots of video clips out there. There's lots of things on our website that we can help you with, and that could be, you can all learn how to say hello or thank you or please, and that's just another thing within the first week that will help that EAL child feel very settled.
Don't be worried if the child has a silent period for a while to start with when they first come to you. This is quite normal and it could last for up to 3 months. If it goes on for more than 3 months, you could seek some support with this, either from an EAL advisor or from an interpreter or translator. Next, it's normal for children to continue to use their home language when they're with you in the nursery or preschool setting. These stages can happen in any order and can move up and down depending on the child's confidence and experiences. Initially, children will need a lot of support with personal, social and emotional development, so don't worry too much about language skills to start with. It's really important that the child is secure with you. When they're feeling more secure and start saying a few words in English, that's the time to really increase the volume and the intensity of the input that you give them with English words and English phrases. Next, they're likely to repeat phrases and words back to you and probably mimic you and parrot fashion the way that you talk. Don't forget, there are some thoughtful and inclusive resources available across the county that can support you with working with children when they're acquiring a new language.
Currently, the early years providers in Somerset can make use of a free translating and interpreting service. This is funded through a central early years budget, which is part of the Schools Forum, though in future early years settings might be asked to contribute to that. So it's currently a free service. As well as translating and interpreting services, settings can make use of a support worker, so that's someone that can come into your setting and work with either one or a small group of child in their home language. This works really well, and like I say, it's a free service currently. There are also lots of useful information currently translated that we hold on our website, lots of dual language forms, the ECAP form, they're all on there for you to download, so please do use our website and go on there. And the only thing we would ask, if you then go on in to get something else translated, we'd ask you to let us know, and then we can put it on the website for other people to share.
There are currently 6 different communication boxes available across the county. They contain a story as well as props and games. They're designed to help promote communication skills and development of children's language. They can be used with all children, not just EAL children. They also contain some keyword key rings in 10 different languages to help enhance the activity for EAL children. We've also included a handbook designed to give you prompts and guidance on how to use some of the activities. Dual language books are a good way of encouraging shared reading amongst children, their parents and the setting. Books can be used in the home, and parents could be encouraged to come in and read the stories in the setting with their children as well. Look for books that have got simple phrases and rhyme and repetition, such as "We're going on a bear hunt." If you use dual language books, the children can hear the story in English in the setting and then hear it and share it with their parents at home in their home language. This can really help to scaffold their learning. You can also use objects of reference with storytelling to help keep children engaged, especially if they're learning a new language. If they can all hold a prop or have a toy to take part with in the story, it can really enhance the activity. Props can help bring a story to life. You can easily make your own stories this way using props or use our communication boxes.
In your setting, it's really important to use objects of reference or real items. Simple things like if you're asking a group of children, put your coats on, we're going outside, get a coat, hold it up, put your coat on, or get your hat on, or get your wellies on. Or if it's snack time, having a variety, a nice diverse variety of fruit that have not been chopped up, that the child can see and then choose from. This is also something that you can ask parents about and ask them what kind of snacks and things do they like to eat at home. And you can bring them into your setting, so you've got a nice diverse range of things. But it's really important to use real objects as much as possible.
So make use of support workers who can help you to assess the child in their home language. You can also use ECAT monitoring forms to help assess children in their home language and in English. If necessary, you can have the ECAT forms translated into other languages to help the parents. Check on our website, some are already available. And there are also other assessment materials that you can find. For instance, there's a Bilingual Development Matters assessment tool that comes from a Preschool Learning Alliance publication called Bilingualism in the Early Years.
We hope that this video has given you some key information on how to get it right in your setting.
Don't forget to look on our website for more information about translation and interpreting services, downloadable resources which you can use in your setting, the Welcome to Somerset information and ECAT assessment forms.
Making small changes in how you deliver excellent early years care will make all the difference in getting it right and making an outstanding start for your EAL child.
If you'd like more information on anything we've talked about, our contact details will follow next.